the desire to grow. Welcome to the show. Podcast link in the description or the bio above.
But when you're hiring a full-fledged associate now, not only after university, but in general, what are some things you look at for that associate? Like what when you're hiring them?
Yeah, I look at, I try to understand their role in a previous setting that caters to team ways of thinking and team-based thinking. I fundamentally believe that there's organic motivation when people know and they believe that they are part of something larger than them, something bigger than them. So I look at what are some of the opportunities that they've had in the past, or some of the experience that they've had in the past that shows team-based thinking. And it could be anything. It could be specific experience that they had working on a group project in university, all the way to in a sports team, or being part of a family business since they could remember. And everyone is unique, right? Everyone is different. So I try to understand their stance on that. And that because that's important, because it goes back to what I said earlier about the organic motivation. And they have I'm also looking for someone with a natural curiosity, not just in foreign currency or capital markets, but also in the ways that specific business or industry functions. And I look at that. How do I sort of look at that? I look at that in the ways of I get them to tell me a little bit about their passion and why is that they're passionate about it. You can tell a lot about the way that they think and what they expect by understanding their passion and how they measure their own passion. Another thing that I also definitely do ask is, who are you outside of the resume? I think that's so important. It's just a one pager. You can cram as much as you can about all these different experiences and your university education, etc., into one page. But you're more than that. So tell me about you. Tell me a story about you. I would like to know that, because when you are hiring someone, you're hiring that individual, but you're also hiring that individual to be part of your larger team, and that team is important. How that team functions is important, and how you and how you surround yourself with people, and like-minded people or different-minded people, is also very important. So I sort of try to get understanding of that. And another thing that I definitely make a point to ask is, what is the ultimate difference between product selling and solution selling? That's such an open question. And depending on their experience, they'll tell me different answers. And that is fantastic. And I love hearing about that. I had an interview today with a guy that just graduated from university, and he had never had a sales position before. He had some brief encounter with sales here and there in co-ops and internships, and also some jobs here and there during university. But listening to their take was huge. And finally, I look at whether they are listening to understand or listening to reply. Does it mean that I'm looking at active listening? Not necessarily so, but if you already have an answer before the person you are having a dialogue with has finished their question, then you're listening to reply. But if you listen to understand, then it's completely okay. And you should be asking a question if there's something that you didn't understand fully, or what is it they're looking to achieve. So, that element of self-awareness can be brought about in many different ways. And, everyone has a different way of answering that question, and sort of different ways of exhibiting that skill set. But those are the key things that I look for.
Okay. And I love how you said that listening to reply, listening to understand, because I think it goes back to the growth mindset, fixed mindset. I feel like if you're listening to reply, you're more fixed mindset, you're narrow minded. You already have an answer before you even heard the person, right? But if you go back to the open mindset, the growth mindset, being open minded, that goes more listening to understand. And everything you talked about was pretty much soft skills. It was not even technical. Like I feel like the big misconception with capital markets is that, especially for the associate level, is that you have to be a financial expert, you have to have your CFA. If you look at Kyubak's answer and the audience listening, I really want you to hear this. Like, if you're considering a career in capital markets, Kyubak didn't even talk about once for the sales side about having your CFA, having your financial degree. I think what's more important here is the curiosity to learn. So if you don't have the financial knowledge, being willing to learn it, right? And I think that's the same. Like, do you look at like finance knowledge in the job description, or are you more
in an interest or inclination towards learning more about finance and economics is always a nice to have, yeah. But those knowledges you can always learn those things. But that attitude, the soft skill is something that you can only get by having different onsets of experiences. And I'm not saying professional experiences. I'm just saying experiences overall. Have you traveled? Have you gone backpacking? We understand that we're not looking for 3 to 5 years worth of experiences from someone who just graduated university. No, but we're looking at what are some of the key experiences that they have and how are they able to articulate that.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to this short clip. The full podcast episode will be available next week. If you enjoy what you hear and you're looking forward to more videos, feel free to drop a comment on what type of videos or questions you want me to ask my next guests. You can also show your support by liking the video and subscribing. See you all next time.